Timbuktu, I had to
There you
park my
go.
car.
Okay. Well, let me know. I'll be back in a little bit.
I suppose.
Oh.
The whole thing, get through the whole thing, I'm probably winded now. Been there.
I
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's a long walk.
Well, there was only one parking spot left out here on the west side, so I parked. Thought I'd leave it for someone older than me,
Probably college kid.
and probably a college kid. I guess I could have just read it on here too.
A little more construction.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes and agenda as presented.
Second. Motion Derby and second from Stender to approve minutes in general. All in favor, say aye. Aye. We canvass the results of the 4-city school district director, District 1.
Maybe we just bring that one. And then here's the abstract and the certificates.
So nothing changed, or?
It changed by one ballot. I don't know. When you hand count, there's,
Yeah.
What was there with the check mark?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and there's one that we think that probably the machine didn't read that we caught because it was so light.
Lightly colored.
So, you just don't know.
At least it wasn't the vote that changed, but
No.
wasn't there 11 vote difference or
Yeah,
something?
so it didn't change anything and it's still far away, so.
Was that call Scott?
Yeah. This is one.
This way. Just taking forever to get gas. Got to the point where I found there was a secret clerk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. After Scott, there's a secret clerk.
Secret clerk.
You have reached Scott Minders, County Engineer. Please look.
Well, I suppose he'll be here. We could probably just table and we don't have long discussions on any of these, do we?
I guess we could go to
I'll ask.
Chris. come in?
She didn't have any, right? Isn't that what you said?
Oh, Chris doesn't have anything for drainage?
I have no idea.
You came in earlier and said nothing.
Oh, okay. You guys got anything?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, she's gonna come in for that 311 thing.
Yeah.
And, I will not, sorry, but I will not be able to make it at 1, so.
All right.
Here's Scott now.
Did somebody get a hold of you yesterday? I don't know how you feel when you,
Can't remember nothing?
like, somebody's gonna call you about that.
About what?
About that, the meeting today at 1.
Oh.
Very concerned about.
This is Becky.
Hi Becky, this is Terry Derby. Is
Yeah.
Scott around the office?
Actually, he's not. He had to go up to rake to do, they're doing a railroad crossing up there this morning that kind of come up suddenly, so.
Okay.
He's up there and Mark is setting box culvert on another project, so I don't think you got anybody coming up today.
So that was our report.
That's your report.
All right.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
All right, thanks Becky.
Okay, yep, bye.
Well, let's get going so we can make this a record breaker.
Yeah.
Not that we're trying to do.
Get done. You get done in 10 minutes here?
Oh, we gotta have Chris.
Do you want to make a motion to?
I'll make the motion to,
Approve the results of the
yeah,
weekend.
is that what it is? Approve the results of the re-canvas of the Forest City School District Director, District 1.
I'll second it.
Motion General Secretary to approve the results of the re-canvas of the Forest City School District Director, District 1. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This is Chris.
Hi Chris, do you wanna come in about the discussion on drainage in 311?
Okay, thanks.
She listened to your guys' message. She goes, they think they're so funny, don't they?
Yeah, I didn't even say what I wanted to say. Didn't get it out of my mouth quick enough before he hung up.
Well, I was worried she was actually gonna answer what I was so.
Hi.
Good morning.
So I talked to Neil Stephenson, and he had called about what his portion of that $50,000 bill will be. He's not opposed to it at all, but he would like to see this reclassified also, because there are people that are down the line that aren't paying into it.
Down the line or up the line?
I don't know how you
Sometimes
sometimes.
terminology went up and down.
Right.
Yes,
Me, up is north, south is down, so.
okay.
But not
Me-
all water.
So other-
South.
Other people
Me is
that are-
water flow.
Right, and I don't know, because I'm not out there. So, it's right here, and other people are paying into it from other districts, or the other districts are using it, but they're not paying it. So, he would like to see that done, which I had mentioned already, maybe doing the
What
whole
district was that?
311.
That is 311.
Yeah, so it starts obviously in Cassuth, goes all the way up to Eden Township. I did talk to Rick Hopper on the way home yesterday and mentioned to get an estimate together. I'm willing to have them go out like 2 years, because I don't know how long it'll take. He thinks he maybe could get it done by next June, but it might be tough. So that's why I'm willing to go out another year to make it cheaper, because it's huge. It's our biggest facility, I believe. So,
And we already, when we bill somebody for 311, we have to bill 311, and then there's like 15 or 16 other districts that we have to bill because it's not included in 311, and it should be, and
Right.
it's really quite.
so it's gonna be kind of like one. It'll just be, everyone's in 311. I don't have to wonder if everybody's in it or not. And then each district will then still have their own schedule, like they do now. And I don't have to reclassify those, because those are gonna be small enough that I don't care about those. I just want 3 and all of their laterals to be correct. So,
What's your thoughts, Bill?
Well, sounds like it's, something needs to be done, I guess.
I think so. I was gonna wait until next year, but I think, and now I don't wanna bill out this
If you've got,
$50,000 without having it reclassified.
if you've got water draining through it, you should have some responsibility on the clean out, I would think.
It would just make it cleaner. So, what are we doing now?
Just diamond.
No, it's cheap.
I'm okay with it, because I thought that one has
It's a decoy.
problems.
Keeps
You think
people
you've
away.
had troubles before?
It's just about my height.
Not a lot of it's in my district, but, we are all trustees in the district, so
Right.
I would go.
And there might be a little bit that come into yours,
Yeah,
but,
not a lot of it.
well, no, not in yours at all.
Well,
Mike's,
that
In
one
Mike's.
corner, there's a district that drains into it.
Right down here?
74,
Could be, yeah.
north of Rembrandt, drains into 311.
Yep. Right here. So,
Just off the top of my head, yeah.
that would be about it though.
And some of that, just to the west of that's another district that goes through that wildlife area that we just got done fixing.
Mm-hmm.
We all 3 have something in there.
So anyway, that's my recommendation.
so we need a motion to start the process of,
And I'll get with, Beanstra and Kim to get an estimate also.
All right, I think that'd be good.
Yep.
Well, then, the motion just let Chris take care of it.
Well, the only concern I have, okay, so say Beanstra and Kim decide they want to get competitive with, they know what the others bid the last time, but if they can do it in a more timely manner, close to it, is that going to be part of our decision?
well, she can.
Chris is well qualified to
Well,
decide
and,
to do all that.
right, and I think what I'll try to do too is, last time when Beanstra and Kim brought up, how are you coming up with your classification?
Right,
That
we
might
need
be
to have that
something to
in
do. Yep,
Right.
yep. Instead of just $2 an acre. Well, what are you including in that
Right.
$2 an acre?
I think it should include the different, what terminology did they use on that? The factors,
Yeah, it should all have the same factors. and-
5 factors,
Or parameters or whatever,
Yep.
proximity and soil type and benefit and I think the other 2.
Well, if we're gonna do that, then maybe we should, get together with 2 or 3 of the people that do this.
I don't know of anybody else besides INS, I guess, but,
Well, and set up the parameters, the 3 of us, and the 4 of us here, set up the parameters of what we want included, and then give that to them instead of what they're going to do.
okay.
I don't,
Right.
that doesn't matter to me.
Well, what we can do too is, even today before we go to Gruis, we can sit down and go through, we've got DD1s now, we have DD 2725, and we can look at those, what they did, and come up with our own too, and then give
Just
that
so
to the
standard.
people.
You
Yeah,
know, it really doesn't matter how they do it, it's just so
Right.
it's standard throughout the.
right,
gotta have-
so that way you're bidding the same.
yeah, we gotta have some minimum requirements that each one of them are doing, so one's not apples and oranges or whatever like that.
Right, that's fine with me.
Well, we'll just make a motion to give Chris the go-ahead with, getting bids on the,
Good with me, yeah.
all right, I'll make a motion to, give Chris the go-ahead to get bids on the reclassification of DD 3-11.
Second.
What's that noise about?
Right,
Mice in here or something?
right,
My whole my document went away.
Oh, okay. I see.
And then also, I will let Cassuth County know that we are going to do this, but I will have the percentages stay the same, so they don't have to reclass their part. It'll just be the Winnebago County side.
They don't have to pay that.
And they don't have to pay into it. This is just our part.
Unless they want to.
Yeah.
Oh, if they want to, sure, they can.
It's only what, 10%?
Yeah, I don't remember the percentage. I just thought of that and I don't remember it.
It's like 99,
And then it's 0.1?
yeah,
Yeah, so.
Ours.
ours is 99.
Okay, I guess all in favors, say aye.
Aye.
Who seconded it? I'm sorry.
Mike did. Consider for approval semi-monthly county claims. Guess I looked through half of them.
I don't have all of it.
I went through and, yeah, it wasn't a lot out of the ordinary there. Pretty minimal, housing of inmates and I think 9 days worth of inmates, so covered it. Cassuth, probably all female.
That's a big owie. I'm surprised Dave's not here today. It's a big owie with Forest City and Lake Mills.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bring it up real quick
But-
for 'em.
I mean, the
Oh,
thing,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Well, then I'll just wait.
I didn't know it was Forest City too.
Did you hear back from Lake Mills?
I was on the phone with a councilman this morning on my way here, so, the Forest City councilman. I was on the phone with one of them this morning, so
If they really are gonna meet with
basically,
us on the Wednesday or not?
Good.
I think once
I thought it was last
gets up to
night.
speed, it won't be a problem.
I didn't know anything about last night. Yeah.
It's
And
supposed to
what do
be
you call it?
27th, but it's supposed to be here. And they
Well,
put on your
when
sign,
are the-
Lake Mills.
We've got at least,
Oh,
the end of the month is when they're done with their jailer class, because we've got 2 jailers that
So
are
I didn't know
still.
if you had heard from her or.
no, I thought that's what it was up there.
No,
Okay,
because I
Yes,
told them because we
yeah.
recorded.
And see, and I also,
gotcha. I didn't
I've
know.
had to talk to 2
So,
people
that was
that
my fault.
that told me
That's
that
okay.
Hancock
But I hadn't
has
heard
done an
from her.
agreement with Sarah Road, they're not coming here at all. I says, no, they've had an agreement with Sarah Road until we're up to speed.
I don't know.
Somehow they're getting the information that they decided not to go with us at all.
Sorry. How old am I? We're not gonna talk about that in a public meeting.
You can. I'm just curious.
Sign language.
54.
Do you have any questions, Bill? I gotta go.
No, you go ahead.
Okay.
You gotta go, or?
No, I'm just leaving.
Not gonna put up with it.
You'd think you'd have learned from Terry.
How old is she?
Not that old.
I know, not that.
I have to think about it.
Thank you, I appreciate it, that makes me feel much better.
He's hanging around a little bit when she was young.
How old are her children? She a graduate?
He's really searching, isn't he?
What do you think your old Chris is?
Yeah.
It's not
You just
easy.
stab your foot.
Yeah. Well,
Mike,
it's above 50, I know that.
Whatever, it's not a big deal. It's just, I don't know why it's strong.
Even though you look at her and never guess that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now that I've got that on the camera. Cover my bases.
Well, that could be considered sexual.
Oh, semi-monthly county.
Yeah.
Are you done with that?
Yeah, I looked through it.
Did you have to look at some of these?
No,
Okay.
I'm good with it.
I'll make a motion to approve the semi-monthly county claims.
I will second that.
Motion carries, Severance Stenzer to approve the semi-monthly county claims. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right,
Just
there.
have to
You're
have,
right, you're right.
Sure glad we changed the subject there.
Comments.
if you can't have fun, then I'm checking out of life.
I gotta
Yeah.
stand it. It's right here.
It's an open forum. I guess we basically kind of discussed it already, but,
It was, in my opinion, it was a moot meeting last night. I don't know every question pertained to the sheriff, so.
yeah, I don't know what they
The meeting was
wanted.
last night?
Yeah,
At City Council, Lake Mill State invited us.
I couldn't make it.
Were you the only one who went then?
no,
But it wasn't illegal meeting. Bill and I did not discuss
we
it.
discussed with them, but we don't know.
I discussed with, the mayor at a ball game, and she didn't agree with the opinion of some, one or two of the councilors.
Well, and,
It was a sheriff's matter.
Yeah.
100%, so.
and I think a few of the answers we gave them kind of put off the.
Yeah, I think so.
But, other than, we probably shouldn't be saying that we don't have to take the prisoners at all. You know, there is a statute that says we don't have to take anybody. I mean, we can have reserved the right to refuse service to anyone, I guess, but, I guess, especially the four-city,
I didn't know they were having a problem at all.
Well, part of it's Hancock County.
well, they're arrested in Hancock.
Hancock, and they have to go somewhere else.
And until we have our agreement with Hancock,
And we can house women. That's two of the problems right there.
Yeah, I knew women was the big one.
yeah.
So.
Well, then the other one was
Factors really weighed in.
the highly intoxicated person that can,
I don't understand that.
You have to have visual, you have to be checking on that person every so many minutes, and if it's a dispatcher in charge,
it's every 15 minutes.
I mean, why do we go to jail with a padded cell and all that?
Well, no, this is the risk of death.
I understand that.
I mean,
And that's why the padded cell. So,
well, no, the risk of death is that they're vomiting and choking on their own, and they say, and where they go, they have to have 15-minute checks on that person. You could leave that room and they'll be well gone within the next 15 minutes when you get back. So really, your odds are better of catching it, I guess, but.
What better is, why did they not put a camera in that cube to monitor, like, from the 911? Because if you look up as a 911 operator, you don't need to be a jailer, you just look up and you can see, that person's choking.
Is
They're
there not a
vomiting.
camera in there?
And,
thought there was.
no, I didn't see one.
I thought there was a camera in every cell.
There's a camera in every.
There is?
Yeah.
Okay.
we would just put that one.
well, then that begs the question, why won't we,
Well,
you know,
if
this
you
is the questions that the public are they're very
no,
difficult.
we spend that much money, why aren't we using it?
After being confronted by the city administrator from Forest City, I suggested to the sheriff that he bring her up to there and explain everything to her so she understands firsthand why he's doing what he has to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
So until he does that, you know, it's gonna.
It would have been nice if he'd have come to the meeting.
Yeah.
I don't know that he was invited.
I didn't know anything about it, so.
They said that he was. They
I
said they
didn't see his
invited him
name
many
on the
times.
email list, it was just the three of us.
Where was it on the email list? It wasn't, I didn't.
It wasn't on the email list that I got, it was just the there was 3 or 4 of us on
So
it.
it's their choice, the way they set it up.
Oh, well, then I can't blame him for not being there.
No. I didn't know that.
I would have thought that they would have either sent him one of his own, or,
You call Becky, see if she's gonna be involved. It doesn't matter, it's after the facts.
it's just the 3 of us on it.
engineer's office, this is Becky.
Hi, Becky, do you have payroll done
I
yet?
was working with her and she.
Yes, I suppose it's probably sitting back in Scott's office. I'll go grab it and get it up to you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, yep, bye.
Straight out.
Yes.
Yeah, because if you'd have known about it, you'd have posted it.
Well, I would have posted it and I would have showed up and recorded it.
The other thing is, Bill, we didn't get our notification 2 hours prior to the meeting. And I had already taken a half day off, figuring, okay, Lake Mills doesn't have their meeting tonight because I didn't get the agenda. We got ours around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Actually, it's more like 2.
They sent me a revised agenda, what day was it?
Well, I just got the one you CC'd to me.
Well, they left it up to me as chairman to give it to you guys, which I don't know why they just wouldn't send it out.
Well, I got another notice right from the clerk.
Mhm.
It showed up as Cheryl Bell, but it was Terry Plow. And giving the revised agenda.
I
Not
got it,
directly, but that was.
I got it on the 15th.
I think they just want the venue to speak to these, so.
I got both of mine on the 15th.
Don't wanna forget that.
Well,
Guess we'll start
we
that.
do, but.
That's how more taxes come in.
Yeah, I'll just forget it this time.
Yeah. I got the revised one on the 15th at just about 7 o'clock.
But Dave has a schedule when he's gonna get the female jailers in and when they can start doing the drunk tank.
I'm not sure.
I believe it's October is when they're gonna,
Yeah,
End
the
of October.
last training is the end of the month, I think.
end of this month, right? Yes.
The only criticism you could even begin to assault him, I guess, with it, is maybe it should have been done already. Be that as it may, forget it, let's
There's
go
been some
forward.
change
you know.
too, because there was one person that didn't work out, we had to hire
I
another one.
agree, I mean, it's,
Now, there's extenuating circumstances. It would have been nice if it had been done earlier, but it just didn't work out that way.
Right.
There's a lot of new employees out there, you wanna make sure they're ready for it.
so get over it and get going.
With a facility like that, it makes more sense to take it the route that you guys took it. And as a citizen talking, it makes more sense to do it that way simply because then you know what you're dealing with and you can compensate accordingly as opposed to let's hire 50 people, bring them in, and we only need 2.
Right. Well, and, you know, when it comes to some of the added employees, I don't know if you can even lay all the blame on the committee or whoever. I mean, Delbert should have known this.
Yeah,
Long before.
that is huge.
Delbert should have informed us, you know, the way this building is designed, this is what you're gonna need when we were looking at the plans.
Yep.
But as a government employee, he probably only answers questions that are asked to him.
Yeah, but then he comes later and gives you all the,
Yeah, that same one you did on the 15th.
He was not very
Just
helpful.
the 3 of them.
yeah, I got both of mine, are just the three. What was that?
He was not very helpful. And I would say that to his face.
So off record, you didn't get your notification either?
I did not. And you can put that on the record.
Yes, dear, right away.
Right.
That is, by the way, it's very infuriating. You think you're gonna take a half day off simply because you've been working all weekend, going up to Aberdeen and coming back down here again. And then you come back, work a half day, no big deal. No notifications, no city council meetings, I can take the rest of the day off. Hello? I get a phone call, 7:30, why aren't you at the Lake Mills? What Lake Mills meeting?
So they didn't post it to you guys until yesterday?
We didn't get the email until like about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
I got it Friday, I guess.
I didn't know anything about it.
Well, next time they send me something, I'll make sure when I see that's only has 3 on there, I'll send it to you too.
Thank you.
Would you like to yell at me for a while?
No,
Because I didn't do it.
no, I'm just gonna give you a dirty look.
Just don't do it again?
Just a dirty look and then I'm done.
We're just trying to play by the
And I just assumed.
You know what that means, Bill.
No, what does it mean, Carla?
Maybe
For the record.
maybe if we got new camera system in here, we'd have one pointing at the board for meeting notices. So you could, at any given moment, look up that camera that says what we're going to be in any given moment.
Does it mean you make an ass out of you and me? I ain't afraid.
I don't care about you making an ass out of you, but him, that's me.
I'll make a motion to approve the payroll claims.
I'll second.
A motion from Derby and a second from Stenzer to approve the payroll claims. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
People knew what they were getting when they voted for me.
They also knew what they were getting when they voted for her too, so it's a nice check and balance there, Mike.
I just sent you a forward of the email for the meeting notes.
Thank you.
That's just me though.
Okay.
Because Teresa usually gets it to you, but she's gone.
Oh, the Port Authority?
Yeah.
I do have that posted already, so.
But they did say at that meeting last night that they invited him several times. I don't know if that was
Prior.
personally or what.
I don't know.
It is what it is.
And really,
It's like I told them, it's, every office is responsible for their own, so.
but I haven't heard his side of it, so.
Well, the only thing that I can say is that Rick and Dave had a meeting for all the cities. And that
Rick and Dave,
Rick Caldwell
Yeah.
and Dave Peterson had a meeting they invited all the cities to the jail. And the two that didn't show up were Forest City and Lake Mills. Everybody else showed up and had either council member there or whatever. And the two that didn't are the ones that we're getting the complaints from.
And evidently Rick has told the same person twice on the Forest City Council that, or either that or to the Forest City police officer or whatever, we don't have to take anybody if we don't want to. And he probably shouldn't do that.
I've said many things I wish I would have to.
Yeah, he said this one twice. Usually when you say something you wished you did, you only do it once.
He's also a former employee of the Forest City Police. So
Yeah, well, yeah, no,
making a point.
maybe, yeah, I haven't heard I have not, like I told the city council member, I says, I have not heard the context of the conversation. I says, I do not know how agitated this person got him before he said what he did. I said, sometimes you can get, and then things come out that sometimes you know you
Are we
shouldn't
standing
say.
adjourned yet? Until
I stand adjourned, we stand adjourned.
Till what?
So,
I talked to an irate, I mean, it's literally irate citizen. And I said, it doesn't matter what's happening. I said, we have to go forward from here. So, you know, let's just try to make the best of what we can do as economically as we can, and let's go for it.
And like I said at the meeting we had out at the Public Safety Center, I says, you know, if you guys would have brought all this when the dispatchers didn't want to do jailing and all these extra employees and stuff, I says, if any of this would have been brought up before the vote, we wouldn't be sitting in this room right now.
Right.
You know,
And I agree with that, but
but
we
now,
can't.